Have home prices peaked in La Crescenta? I'm sure you've heard the news about the interest rate going up and how it's slowing down the real estate market. But what about the market here in La Crescenta? If you live in La Crescenta or if you've been thinking about buying a house here, you want to know this information. So let's go ahead and dive into the latest 2022 second quarter market update. Alright, so let's start with the median home price. So a median home price in 2021 in the second quarter was $1,220,000. And that median home price actually went up in 2022 to $1,318,000, which was about an 8% appreciation year over year. And so pretty much the market looks to be normalizing versus what we've been seeing, which was about a 20 to 30% appreciation in the last couple years. The average price per square foot in 2021 was $703. And that average price per square foot in 2022 jumped to $826. So which was about $123 increase in price per square foot. And the average size home that sold in La Crescenta was about 1,700 square foot. And these two stats are really eye-catching for me, which was the number of homes sold and also the number of homes for sale. Second quarter of 2021, we saw about 110 homes sold, and in 2022, we saw about I wouldn't say only, but 88 homes sold in 2022, which was a decrease about 20%. But this is actually a number, average number that we saw pre-pandemic levels. So we typically saw in La Crescenta quarter over quarter in the second quarter about anywhere from 70, 80, 90 homes for sale. So honestly, last year was a really hot market. That's why we saw this 110 homes sold in that time. And the number of homes for sale was 142 homes for sale last year, and the number of homes for sale this year was 152, which was an increase of little bit of an increase, which was about 7%. So as you know, supply and demand is a huge factor in the market. So compared to last year, there was obviously the supply and demand kind of shifted a little bit, where we saw less homes for sale, but an increase in inventory this year. The two stats that still show that we're still in a seller's market is average days on market and sale to list price, meaning how much the home sold versus how much you list for. So in 2021, the average days on market was 20 days on the market, and in 2022, the average days on market was actually 17. So homes are actually moving a little quicker than last year, which was a very interesting stat for me. And also sale to list price was practically the same, which was 110% last year versus 109% this year. So if a house was listed for $1 million, then it sold for $1,090,000 this year. So for context, the interest rates in the first quarter hovered around somewhere around 3% to 4.5%, and that interest rate actually increased, as you know, to somewhere around 5%. Sometimes at the peak, we actually saw a 6% interest rate, and this definitely had effects on the buyers as well as the demand in the market. Although the numbers show that inventory is going up, we're pretty much going into the pre-pandemic market level, which was still a very strong seller's market. Months of supply is a good indicator of how the market is. It is a number that tells you how many months it'll take for homes to sell if no other homes come on the market. And typically we call 4 to 5 months of inventory a balanced market, and we're still sitting at 1.3 months of supply here in La Crescenta, meaning the demand still outweighs the supply by significant margin. Yes, instead of seeing homes sell within 5 days with 10, 20, 30 offers, we're seeing homes take a little longer to sell, but many homes are still getting multiple offers. Will we see another 20-30% appreciation like we saw in the last couple years? Is highly unlikely. But you have to ask yourself, was the market that we're in, the frenzy market that we're in the last couple years, was that really how a market should be, right? Again, we should see more of a market like the pre-pandemic level, where we're gonna see about maybe 4, 5, 6% appreciation a year. So good homes will still do well, and funky homes, like the weird layouts, homes sitting on major roads, or like those homes with like 4 bedroom and 1 bathroom, these homes might struggle a little bit and might take a little longer to sell. So just simply, we're going from a 120 miles per hour market to a 65 miles per hour market. It will be more of a deceleration of appreciation, not a depreciation of home prices. A few things to keep an eye on is a 10-year treasury bond. And if rates continue to rise, and if we start seeing rates somewhere in the 7-8%, we may see a bit of a big shift in the market. A lot will depend on how the inflation is controlled as well as the oil prices. Until the inflation peaks, the rates won't either, so it's something to think about and keep an eye on. Alright everyone, that's it for today. If you have any questions about the market or anything specific about your house or any advice with your real estate plans or needs, please feel free to reach out anytime. I'll be more than happy to sit down and chat.